Hi, welcome to CHeri Knits. I love knitting and I want you to love it too. Today we're going to take a look at Mattress Stitch and Stockinette Stitch and how to seam your things together from top to top or from the cast on to the cast on. Let's get started. Let's take a look at Mattress Stitch in Stockinette Stitch when you have to seam either the tops together, or possibly it could be the bottom edges together, or maybe it's even a top and a bottom together. It's done the same way. Today, we're gonna actually look at, let's put the tops together. So we would position our work so that the two tops of your pieces are parallel, and you wanna set it up so that you can work from right to left. When you do mattress stitch, you want to work from right to left. The other thing is you want the right sides of your work facing. So you don't want to do it this direction. You want to have the right sides of your work facing up. And I have left ends here to do this. When you're knitting your piece, when you're first starting, when you cast on your stitches, if you know you're going to be seaming things together, you always want to allow for extra long tails, either on the cast on edge here or on the bind off edge here. Then you have them available to use. And if you don't need them, you can just weave in your ends and get rid of them. What we're going to do is work from one piece to the other. We're just going to keep moving back and forth. And we're going to, since this is coming out here, the yarn is coming out on this side, I'm going to come down here and grab the corner just to make it a nice square corner here. So I'm just going to grab this corner stitch and not pull too tight. I'm not going to pull tight until I have 3 or 4 stitches worked on either side, and then I'll give it a good tug. So since I came up out of this side, I'm going to move over here. And what you want to do is look for the stitches. Now this piece is going the right direction, and so I would be looking for the stitch right below the bound off edge, or it could be your cast on edge. And up here, your stitch is going to be upside down because the piece is upside down. So here you're looking for this V, and here you're looking for an upside down V. And so I want to go ahead and go in between those stitches and pull. Now, I was over here this last time, so I'm coming back to the first piece, and I'm grabbing that second stitch right below the bound off edge. And remember, don't pull too tight. We'll do that in a little bit. So working back and forth, coming up here, and the stitch looks upside down because the piece is upside down. That's okay. Grab both pieces of the stitch, both strands of the stitch, and then you want to come to this side and go down where you last came up, and go ahead and grab that and continue working across. Now, when I created my stitches, my swatches, I cast on the same number of stitches, 20 and 20, so I know I can just do like one stitch, a 1-to-1 ratio as I work across. So now that I have 3 or 4 stitches grabbed on each side, I'm just going to come over here and pull my yarn and pinch and pull real tight and pull it together. And then continue. You want to stop every once in a while, every 3 or 4 stitches, and pull it tight just to make sure everything's working out right and it looks good. So since I came up this side the previous time, I'm going to go down this side, and you want to just pull it apart just a little bit so you can see where the yarn was, and we go down where we last came up through this hole and over. Now what you don't want to do is accidentally scooch down an extra stitch. You want to stay in that nice same row, the stitch right below the bound off edge. And then you would just keep working across, 3 or 4 stitches at a time. Stop and give it a pull until you get all the way to the very last stitch. And that's how you do mattress stitch and stockinette stitch when you're working top to top, bottom to bottom, top to bottom. Thanks for joining me today. I hope that this was helpful and that you get a lot of use out of Mattress Stitch. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and check out my courses. I have a Knitting 911 course that will be really helpful to you. Thanks.